Hey guys, William Verno here today with a new LEGO Hero Factory classic review for you guys. This time we'll be taking a look at Scorpio from the Summer 2011 3.0 Savage Planet Wave. So let's get started off with the box here. I don't have the instructions. I don't know why. I just had to look them up to build them. I really don't know why, but he comes with 104 pieces. This set retailed for about 20 bucks. On the back here, he faces up against Stormer, and then they have the comic here and his little functions. So that's about it for the box. As for Scorpio here, this is him. And right off the bat, this is one of my favorite villains from the Summer 2011 wave, and it's purely because he's a very accurate looking creature. Scorpions generally have 8 limbs, and a lot of times LEGO takes 8-legged creatures and make them 6-legged. That is not the case with Scorpio here. As you can see, he has 3 smaller, 1 big leg, 2 smaller legs, and then he has his arms here, which equals 8 limbs, which is one of my favorite things about this set, that it just seems so accurate to the creature it's trying to portray. And it's also got a very consistent color scheme to it. We have the red, we have the black, and the green, and I think it's very well balanced. I mean, you have some red on the arms. The red is mostly inside of the body here. The black is mostly just for shells, and the green is kind of an accent to the black. And then you do have a couple metallic colors in here, like you have gunmetal on the bottom here, and you have silver, but those are just metallic-y colors. So, right off the bat, just looking at the set, I like it a lot. Of course, I've had this for years. I'm just saying, I mean, if you're a fan of animalistic sets, you're going to probably like this one. So let's get off with some new pieces. Obviously, we have some in here that were new at the time. We have the green Waspix or Scorpio head here. This is in lime green. We have the printed red and silver and green and black piece here, kind of combining all the colors and making a little design there. We have this new sort of very wide shell with pin connections on it in black. Now, I don't know if we have gotten 5-size green shells yet as of now, because Reese 2.0, I believe, came with maybe we had 5. Yeah, we probably did. I think we get some. I mean, we have red bones in here, but I believe we saw those on the fire villains. Some black shells, actually. We probably also saw those somewhere in the fire villains. If not, this is like a size 6, I believe. And then we have the new green add-on pieces that are kind of the spiny pieces. We get a lot of those in green. We get this new sort of shoulder armor sometimes. It's mostly used as shoulder armor with a pin connection on it in green. And there's probably a couple more. We have the quasi spikes on here with the red going into green. I think that's about it. I can't think of any other pieces that were new at the time. Posability wise, this guy is crazy good. I mean, each of his limbs has their own range of posability. On his front arms here, we actually have a few. We have his shoulders. We have kind of this little joint in the middle here that allows him to move his elbows in and out a little bit more, and then we have this one to turn his wrists and arms a little bit, and of course we have the actual hands themselves, which these are Ben 10 hands, and I really like the way they're designed because they're very rubbery and they fit very smoothly onto the ball joint. We have, these silver pieces are new kind of talon pieces. In his neck here we have 2 points of articulation. You can have him down like this, but I think in the instructions it tells you to have his neck kind of up like this. I mean, you can move his head around. You can do so much with his head. And then on his other legs here, you can move him down, you can move him up, you can, I mean, there's so many points of articulation here. These are probably the most hindered parts because they're just small kind of inside legs that'll kind of stabilize them if need be. In the back here we have these longer limbs that have spikes on them, and they kind of look more like ends, and I guess you could say feet or claws, kind of. And then in the tail here, they actually kind of hindered it a little bit with this construction here, if you can kind of see that. Which without this little connection here, this thing would be able to move freely, but it would probably flop around and get very weak over time. So I appreciate LEGO making that construction, because you can easily take it off and move the tail forward if you really wanted to. And you can actually get the tail quite far forward. Just if you remove that, then you could get it over the body. And then you can move it side to side. You can move this tail pretty much anywhere. And then for the function, you just press down on this Thornax launcher, and the ball should shoot out like so, which is pretty cool that they brought that back for this character. I think it really works in the tail. think it works nicely. There's actually a set that came out, what was it, like 4 years after this, called Skull Scorpio in the Bionicle G2 timeline, which I can go get right now, actually, just to compare. But before I do that, I'll finish up my initial thoughts on this set after building it for a second time and taking a look at it again. I just think this is a really dynamic looking character. Like, we have gotten Scorpio characters, Scorpion-like characters before, but this one definitely brings me the most Scorpion feel out of anything. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I do believe that, you know, just for the amount of parts you get 104 parts, all of which are decently sized parts, a lot of armor shells, a lot of bone pieces. So if you're in it for the bone and armor shells, you get a lot of that in here. You get spikes, you get a Thornax launcher, you get a lot of stuff of good value in this set for just 20 bucks. And it may not seem like a $20 set because it's 104 pieces, which by today's standards, normally a $15 set would go for. It is simply just the type of parts you get and the amount of parts you get. So if you're not, you know, into the Scorpion look and you're looking for a lot of black, green, and even red parts, this is a good set for you to get. So now I'm going to bring over preceding set? Yeah, preceding set, Skull Scorpio, just to compare them quick. Okay, so on the right here we have Skull Scorpio from Bionicle G2, and here is just the regular Scorpio from Hero Factory. Not related at all, they just decided to call this guy Scorpio too. I don't know why. So, honestly, I'm not trying to praise Hero Factory in any way. I respect Bionicle and I respect its story, but truthfully I don't respect G2 that much just because it was, truthfully, pretty lazy. And they really did try, but I have to give it to Hero Factory on this Scorpion design thing, because for a $20 set, for just $5 more than what this retailed for, which was $15, you get a crap ton of armor parts, like a crap ton. You get so many bone pieces, you get these little claws, you get these talons, you get the spike on the top here, you get these little red spikes, you get so much with this set. And on this one, sure, you may have a really cool function, which is this. I really do respect this function and the design that went into it here, but you don't get nearly as much action figure playability. This is more of like taking it back to the original Bionicle times, which for some of you might really like, where the Rahi, they didn't have a whole ton of articulation, but they had a gimmick, and the gimmick was something like this. So it's, in my opinion, the Scorpio from Hero Factory is definitely more of an action figure type set, and this is more of just a standstill functionality type set. But like, just from a value perspective, how much you get with this set versus how much you get with this set. This set might be more pieces, but that's because of this function up here. And this set just has so much more to it. It's way bigger. And this set has about 6, well, technically 8 limbs, but 6 of which are supposed to be kind of the legs, and they don't move at all. They're molded pieces, just like that. So it depends on your preference, really, whether you just want to like Bionicle more because it's not Hero Factory, or if you want to respect it for the value of the set, for the playability of the set, for the action figure aspects of the set, because that's what these are. They're construction, they're constructible action figures. So I'm not gonna compare it to Bionicle really too much. I really wanted to bring this one out in this review because of, I mean, they're both called Scorpio for Matanui's sake, like, jeez. Anyway, that is basically my thoughts on the Scorpio from LEGO Hero Factory Summer 2011. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10, just because I think it's such a solid looking set. It's a solid feeling set. It's got a lot of great parts on it. In the story, I believe this character could talk, though I can't remember much from the story, and this character wasn't very important, so I'm sorry I didn't really go over that more. But that's basically it. You guys can tell me what you think about Scorpio in the comments below, and trust me, I won't compare Hero Factory to Bionicle much more. I just felt like it was needed just to show you guys. For those of you who came in around Bionicle G2 and bought this set, and you didn't really know of this set, well, now you know. So that's it on this review. I'll see you guys next time with Raka XL.